I think when we started working with chocolate, I think I started noticing more and more Hispanic people in chocolate. So I think really when we focused on our culture, doors just opened up.
Follow the Leader features dynamic women entrepreneurs and their journeys to becoming a success in business. This podcast is an inspirational space for entrepreneurs, future entrepreneurs, and thought leaders as they share their keys to success. I am Chanel Christoph Davis, the CEO and founding partner of the largest woman and minority-owned sales tax advisory practice in the country, Davis & Harmon, LLC. Welcome to Follow the Leader podcast show. Today I have on the guest leader from CocoAndré. Her name is Cindy. How are you today, Cindy?
I'm good. How are you?
Yay. I'm so happy. We've been trying to get this together for a while, so we finally got together and it's going to be a good one. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background rundown about CocoAndré Chocolatier. CocoAndré is a Mexican-American family-owned chocolate shop in Oak Cliff, Texas. Andrea and Cindy began their journey as entrepreneurs nearly 10 years ago after they were both laid off. Facing this setback allowed them to realize that they could create a chocolate shop of their own and began with less than $1,000 between the two. Today, they are proud to have built a business that represents their heritage, their culture, and story as Mexican-American Texas mothers. CocoAndré takes pride in handcrafting all of their chocolates with love. I've been to the shop. It's simply gorgeous. CocoAndré stands out for the way that they go about their business. Some of their original creations include spicy dark cacao, vegan peppermint bark, vegan collection of truffles, a milk white dark chocolate piñata filled with Mexican hard candy, and their famous sea salt pistachio bark. I had to slow down to read those. My mouth
Your mouth waters automatically.
Yeah. They also enjoy working directly with customers to create one-of-a-kind designs for parties, business functions, weddings, and special celebrations. Twice, they have also visited Washington, D.C. twice to participate in business forums, such as the White House Initiative on Educational Excellence for Hispanics in 2016. Andrea and Cindy are active in the National Association of Women's Business Owners. They were featured by Tory Burch Foundation, Capital Program, powered by Bank of America, and People Fund. In 2017, Cindy completed Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program that has given them the tools to continue to grow their company. And in 2018, CocoAndré was recognized by the Dallas Mayor's Office for their impact on Hispanic business community in Dallas. And as of recently, CocoAndré has added American Airlines to their resume of businesses that they partner with. You also, I see on social, you have a partnership with Verizon. We can talk about that.
That's my most recent, yeah.
Okay, we have to definitely get into that. And you're featured on the Magnolia Network, right?
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
On there. No.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to talk about that as well. So welcome to the show, Cindy. I'm so happy to see you.
Thank you. I'm glad to see you as well. I know it's been a while.
I know. Yeah, you guys, to give you guys a little bit of background on Cindy and I, we met, probably about 5 or 6 years ago now. You had a Christmas bazaar, a little holiday market outside your studio. You're probably not in that studio anymore, right? You guys moved?
No. Yeah, we were. Well, no, I think it was here.
It's a little cute little house, and we can see the chocolate. Okay, it's so cute. Yeah. You can, if you go to a shop, you can see them behind a glass and making the chocolates. It's so cute.
Yeah.
But I'm an artist. You guys know, it's one of my paintings right here. So I paint on the side as in addition to being a tax person. You know,
you have to get your creativity out.
Yeah. Left brain, right brain. So you guys had me over because you had a women's bazaar for Christmas, and I sold some of my art, and it was so cool. I just love being in an environment. You are very much about women empowerment.
Yes.
From an entrepreneurship space, you often feature women in your shop, I've noticed on your social. So that's a real big part of your story. Tell me why.
Because when we started out, I think we came into this blindsided. We didn't know a lot about entrepreneurship. We've never owned a business, my mother nor I. We always worked for somebody else. And I think for us in the beginning, it was hard because we didn't have like these bonds with other women where we could ask them questions about entrepreneurship, or where we could, just go to somebody or mentor. Even that, I didn't have a mentor. I still don't have a mentor yet, which is very important in entrepreneurship to have one. But so for me, I've always kind of wanted to do my part to be accessible to other women if they have any questions. And like, so that's always been a goal for me, is to give women a platform to showcase their businesses, and also to be able to just be available to other women. Doesn't mean like everybody email me, but but yeah. But I'm here. Yeah, but I'm here. Like, if you want to schedule time with me, we can do that. If I have free time, I will. But that's always been my goal, is to give back to women, extend a hand that wasn't extended to me. Of course, our family helped us open our shop, but I always wanted that camaraderie between other women-owned businesses.
Yeah, I do think that when you're an entrepreneur, and I'm celebrating my 20th year in business this year, it is very crucial, because we pour out a lot, especially if we're the leaders of our organization. We're constantly pouring out into our staff, into the community at large, to other women. But we have to be intentional to find mentors for ourselves. So I definitely want to highlight the fact that you mentioned, I still don't have a mentor.
Yeah, I don't.
You need to write that down, Cindy.
Very important to me. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because I'm in the same boat with you. I don't have a formalized mentor, so to speak, but I've kind of almost forced my way
into having one.
Yeah, I just forced my way into women's lives, and I'm like, we have a good conversation. If I call them about an issue, I'll tell them, okay, I'm saving your cell phone into my phone, and I'm going to call you back. So I kind of force myself on people, but that's something new. I just started doing that. I just started doing that actually during the pandemic.
Yes, I think I did connect a lot more with a lot of women. Like, I have my group of women now that I can call and reach out. I know I have at least 3 good ones right now, but I've always wanted to get somebody kind of in my field that I can look up to, that's kind of gone through what we've gone through, and maybe, that's a little bit higher than me, right? So I can aspire to step up.
Absolutely. I think you, and if you listen to my podcast, you hear I talk to a lot of women who are definitely above where I am. And it's just important, because you kind of can't. I mean, like they say this on TV all the time. They say you can't be what you can't see.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
You can't. And so every time I talk to a woman who's like steps above me, they say they don't realize what they're doing. They don't realize that they're saying anything that's impactful to me.
Yeah.
But when they say it, when they say it, I'm like, ooh, okay.
Because I'm going through this, or they don't know what you're going through, but they might speak something to you that hits a nerve or strikes a chord, like, oh, that is what I'm doing wrong. So they're thinking outside of the box for you unintentionally.
Yeah, and I think that when people hear the word mentor, it conjures up this real,
very serious relationship.
It's not that at all.
No, it's just camaraderie. Like, hey, I've got an issue today. Have you ever dealt with this? Or even just talking, a normal conversation.
Just a normal conversation. I've had so many virtual coffee chats where we just chop it up during the pandemic, which Zoom, thank God for Zoom, right?
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been doing this without COVID. It's such a great resource. So anyway, I just wanted to definitely talk about that because you brought it up. Even no matter how high you go in your career as an entrepreneur, you need to always find someone who's where you want to be.
Yes.
To form a relationship with them is so important. So, and I'm preaching to the choir because I need to keep that as
I know the same thing. I always tell people the same thing, and then I don't do it.
Yeah, you don't do it for yourself. So we got to fix that, Cindy. Okay, 2021, we're not doing that. We're taking care of ourselves in 2021.
We're gonna do a step up mentor program.
Yes, we're gonna do a step up mentor program for real. I'm serious. I love that. So one of the things I've observed about you, first of all, you want to tell everybody who your business partner is and your relationship with your business partner. I love that. And you guys,
Andrea.
I love your so many things I've picked up about your brand because I
Mhm.
follow you on Instagram, and I kind of know you through different people.
Mhm.
Like I know you by
Yeah.
association,
Yes.
which is, Dallas. That's how
But
Dallas is.
it's like that. I mean, I feel like we're all one person away from knowing each other. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I kind of watch your whole journey on social as well. I love the fact that you guys center your heritage and your relationship with your mother as a part of your story online. Like it's very,
Yeah.
very evident that you guys are Mexican heritage,
Mhm.
Texas Mexican heritage. Why did you make that such an important part of your business?
I think because of the field that we're in, I think coming from chocolate, we always associate chocolate with European, European people from, Belgium, from different parts of the world. And I think for us, that was a shift when we started focusing on our culture. We started noticing how many more people we were reaching, and there were people
Wow.
that were like us, similar like us, right? So I think when we started working with chocolate, I think I started noticing more and more Hispanic people in chocolate. So I think really when we focused on our culture, doors just opened up like crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, again, that's such
Yeah.
a key here that I want the audience to listen to. Don't
Yeah.
don't
Don't
hide who
focus
you
on the
are.
yeah, don't focus on the Highland Park like for my goal, like when we started, it was like I'm only gonna focus on these Highland Park people, right? Like I'm gonna just, that's where my mom learned how to make chocolate, the first company she worked with, and those are the clientele she was going for. And I saw like quickly, like, hey, that's not working for us. And
Right.
then like we're here in Oak Cliff, in the heart of Oak Cliff, those people aren't gonna cross the bridge and come over here. So I was going into an audience that was too hard for me to pull into our doors. So quickly we shifted gears and started focusing on our heritage and showing it more. And when we started talking more about having events like Dia de los Muertos, we started seeing like these families come out. They're Hispanic, also first generation. And so they were proud. They were proud to see
Mm.
somebody in their fields, and I mean, I'm sorry, in our fields, that represented them, So it was just amazing. Like we actually had like culturally, Hispanic people are very timid when it comes to going into businesses that they feel are too affluent for them.
Gotcha.
And it was just weird to see like these younger kids, they don't care, right? They're like, come on, I'm bringing my mom and dad. So they would bring in their mom and dad, and
I
their mom and
love
dad
that.
would feel like proud to be in the same, like seeing themselves that they can do it too. So I think it was just a whole different cultural change to see how the pride just like exploded off of them once they would see somebody like them. So it
That's
was just,
so
it was
amazing.
crazy. Yeah.
Well, you guys are kind of known for the chocolate high heels, right?
Yes, yes.
That's kind of like the first little signature thing that
The
I.
first signature thing that took off, like we were in Associated Press, I think in 2003 when it
Okay.
took off.
Mm-hmm.
A local gentleman here, he worked for Associated Press. He put us in Associated Press, did a video, interviewed my mom, and like overnight when he released it, I think like at 3:30 in the morning, people were starting to call my cell phone because he gave my cell phone number.
That's hilarious. He gave you
And they were,
personal cell phone.
yeah. And they were calling like from Boston, New York, and then we had a line outside the door for the chocolate Louboutin high heel. So it was just crazy. I think that was like our first really big boost nationally. And
Yes.
so it was crazy after that. And then after that, we were like in the Jean Paul Gaultier exhibit at the DMA with our
Wow.
people.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah, we were excited about that. So they were there at the gift shop with all the knickknacks, that were Jean Paul
Brilliant.
related.
Brilliant.
So
I mean,
it's
I
just
think, go ahead.
it's taken off in all kinds of different weird ways.
I know you never know what's going to hit, right? I think
Yeah.
that you guys have a lot of things going for you is that, what we do, we're in Texas,
Yes.
and Texas is really good for women-owned businesses. There's a real
Yes.
big emphasis in helping us to break through and be successful. So I think that helps as well. And then, hey, the Louboutins was just hot at the time.
Yes. Yeah. People love them.
That
they
was so
still do.
smart.
They still do, which is crazy.
So smart. So what is like your signature thing that you guys do now? And I'm gonna pop a little video, a picture of your
Yeah.
your studio, or your chocolate shop in the video so people can see it because it's so
Okay.
cute. But anyway, go ahead. What's your
I,
signature things that you do now?
right now, oh my gosh, I think everything is about equal playing field right now. Like if we run out of one thing, then it's another. But I think right now our biggest thing has been our horchatas. That's what got us through the pandemic, and those are our drinks. So horchata is a rice milk drink, and it's made with cinnamon. And of course, we took it one step up, and we started adding coffee to it, matcha,
Okay.
different flavors. So that's really made us that really helped us survive this past pandemic, because people were buying the cups and drinks because they couldn't come into the shop, so
Right.
they
So they
couldn't
need
look at the
something.
chocolate. Yeah, so they were ordering from our little cafe menu and buying all kinds of drinks, so that really helped us a lot.
So you guys also have this thing, this ball where you pour something hot
Oh, the
over
hot
it.
chocolate mom.
Yeah. What's
Yeah,
that? Like I see it
that
on
was
the.
like, oh my God, that was day and night all winter. I think once December hit, I think all we saw was freaking hot chocolate bombs because of TikTok. It was like a
So you guys
viral.
are on TikTok too?
No, I didn't put them on there, but it became a viral thing on TikTok. So they were viral on TikTok. So everybody was looking for this bomb. It didn't matter who was making them, where they're at, how much they cost. People were buying them left and right. Like I think we started selling our chocolate bomb at like $6, and then I made some for one of my friends at her pastry shop, and she bought mine wholesale and then sold them for like $10. And I was like,
Wow.
what? It's like I could sell them for 10. So yeah, we
So you
started.
were losing money, didn't even know. You were like,
Didn't
what?
even know. Yeah, yeah. So that
I
was
love that
another big
though.
thing. And then we started making them each for ourselves. She started making
So
her own.
so explain the what it is. Describe it for everyone.
It's a little chocolate sphere, and it's a ball, and then you fill it up with hot cocoa, and but instead of like hot cocoa or Swiss Miss, we step it up one more notch, and we actually use real chocolate. It's a blend that my mom uses of dark and milk chocolate and cinnamon, and it's ground. She refines it herself and makes it, she grinds it up. And then we don't encourage you to drink it with water. Some people try to, but it's like oil and water don't
Oh
mix
wow, it don't
together.
work.
So
Yeah.
we ask everybody to use real chocolates. I mean real milk.
So it's
So
like an at-home kit. You take it home and
yeah,
then
yeah. You just drop some hot milk over it and it explodes and the marshmallows
oh
come out.
my God, that sounds amazing. That
And
sounds so good.
people love it because it's like real chocolate in
So
there.
who came up with that concept?
That
Who's
was
like
just like a TikTok viral thing, and then we just put our little part in it, and then it went crazy here. People are still ordering them. I think today somebody ordered some more. So it
that's
was,
so cool.
yeah.
That's so cool. So tell us about how did you get connected with American Airlines? So people, your chocolates are available in first class for American Airlines. I know
Yeah,
they're not
so
in
they
Coach because I ride
were.
Coach.
I know, me too. I'm like, I'll never have one. But they were on American Airlines, and I say were because that was pre-pandemic.
Oh
So
yeah, yes.
once the pandemic hit, their contract has gone
Oh,
away, but it's okay. It's okay.
oh,
We got
yeah. Because I
Verizon
guess
now.
there's not many first class people right now, right?
No, nobody was flying. So right now, I think we're still in talks with them to see if they're going to bring us back. But what they had on there was a little chocolate airplane, and people on first class flights would get them. So there was like Florida, Dallas, of course, New York, and California, and Hong Kong were the people that were getting them. So we were on
Wow,
4 flights, internationally, all over
that's
the world.
amazing.
Yeah, and it
So
was
this,
really cool.
so did someone come in your shop and
Yeah,
discovered it?
they found, so this was okay. So this is another thing leading back to entrepreneurship classes. So I was taking an entrepreneurship class. I was doing the Goldman Sachs class. We already kind of had we already had the Hong Kong flight. They were taking truffles. And I was so focused on trying to find more airlines to be on, because I had met a woman in Washington at one of these events, and she was like, you need to get on all the flights and all this and just work at it, right? And so I had it in my head, I'm gonna find an airline to carry it. So I went to a meeting here at the Omni Hotel. I met with all kinds of people, had chocolate in my bag.
Yes.
And
Yeah, you always got your samples. You're like,
Yeah,
here's a chocolate bomb. Yeah.
yeah, like here, like, I'll hand these out. Maybe somebody will remember me. And then funny, it was like I handed it again to somebody at American Airlines, and it didn't hit. I guess I feel like it didn't. They came together in a meeting because then somebody remembered. Oh, we carry her on the Hong Kong flight. Oh, you saw her in a meeting. Let's carry her chocolate. So I really feel like you just have to put out these little feelers everywhere you go. And then hopefully somebody will pick up on them. Even if you think it's like the littlest, least important thing, you never know.
That's also very key in entrepreneurship. Like one of the things that I'm working on is because we're in this virtual world,
Yeah.
everyone's doing virtual conferences. I want to really push my public speaking because I do a lot of it, on branding, personal branding, women in entrepreneur, all this stuff. But you have to keep saying it over and over.
Over and over. Yeah. Yeah.
Just keep saying it, no matter who it is. You're like, I'm doing public speaking now. Like you just have to keep saying it, and then eventually someone's going to talk to someone and be like,
yeah, and they'll remember it and be like, oh, I heard her say this,
Yes.
So, and
yes.
I really feel like that's how it worked. And like, it just happened, which was, I can't say what pinpointed it or who, or
I love
what,
that though.
but it just happened.
That means that you're doing the right thing. You're in your zone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good thing. So tell us about the Magnolia spot on Magnolia Network.
The Magnolia. So that's a long time coming, and I still don't know where we're at with it. But we did record for them for like a full day. We had Jonathan here. They're creating. Jonathan is the person that hosts the event or hosts the channel or the show. Sorry, I cannot even talk about TV right now. Yeah, so he's the host of Self-Employed, and he's local in Fort Worth, and he was interviewing us for the Magnolia channel for that new show. And we were talking, and it was a whole day production thing.
Wow.
So I think right now I'm hoping eventually, I don't know if they're going to release my episode or not, but I know I'm on the reel of promoting.
Yeah, I saw you on the commercial. So
I think commercial. I got a commercial on the Magnolia channel. So
yeah, I don't think that they would put that out if they're not going to release the show. But
and like a few weeks ago they called, so let's hope they release it soon. So
I hope so too, because I was literally looking forward to prepare for this podcast show with you, and it wasn't up yet. So
it's not up yet. I know have people like constantly ask me like, when's your episode? And I'm like, I don't know. I know I recorded it. I don't know where it's at or if it's there or not. Who knows?
Really cute concept. He did the one that I watched. He did Val's cheesecakes.
Val. Yeah,
so cute. Very, very cute concept. And so now you guys have a new partnership with Verizon. Tell us about that.
That one is crazy too, because so Instagram, social media works. I don't know how it works, but it works, and algorithms and all that. It's a mess, but it worked for us. So I'm constantly on Instagram, as you know.
Yes, you are. And we're going to talk about that next. Trust me, that's on my list. Go ahead.
It's an addiction, but I am constantly on it. And thank God, like my unhealthy addiction to Instagram it's turning into something. So I had a woman message me from New York, and her name was Claudia, and she messaged me and she's like, hey, we're working on a partnership with Verizon. I would like to get in contact with you. And I was like, this is spam.
You like whatever. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's what Verizon does. It DMs companies on Instagram. Sure.
Yeah,
okay,
I was like, right.
I love
it. And
it.
it was real. So like a couple of days later, somebody from her team reaches out and they're like, hey, Claudia has been DMing you through Instagram.
That's so funny.
And I'm like, okay. Well, I was like, I thought this was fake. So I kept deleting it. So that's how they found us, was through Instagram. They liked our platform. They liked how, like what you were saying, everything that we're doing with my mother, our family, our heritage.
So good. It's so good.
And they liked us. And it was like I clicked with all the people that work with Verizon. So it's been a really good partnership, and everything that they stand for and talk about. I'm glad to be associated with them. They've been super amazing and helpful, and Yeah, I love it there.
Wow. So, and how long have you guys been working with Verizon?
So we started working with them last year, and then the partnership was that they were going to come in and basically like give us free internet for a year. We have free cell phones, we have iPads, we have security, we
Wow.
have all kinds of stuff. So I'm just blown away by everything they've done for us. Like I never imagined that I would have a partnership like that, you know, like
That's so dope.
it's crazy. Like I even hate talking about it, and I think it's like a Hispanic thing where you're like, oh, a good thing happened to me. If I talk about it, a bad thing
It's gonna go. No, no. We're gonna look. We're canceling that in 2021 too. No, you earned it. So let's talk about your social media because it's visually stunning. Do you hire a photographer to come in and? Okay, I was about to say because I'm like, this ain't iPhone level.
This is going higher now.
This is a little bit better.
But I always tell everybody, like, start with what you have, you know, like if you have a phone, use your phone as much as you can. Cause I started out with my phone, right? I couldn't afford a photographer when I started out. And it took me, I think until last year for me to be able to actually afford a photographer. So I would use like every app that I could find. I would use Lightroom, Canva, I have every app to help me with my social media and Planoly and all that stuff. But yeah, finally last year because I started seeing like my growth increase. And you know, like hold on, something happened. Okay, sorry. Are you there?
I'm there. I'm here. Go ahead.
Hold on, it shut my screen. There it is. Okay,
I see you.
There I am. Okay, so what happened was I started, okay, so hold on, now I lost track. Okay,
so you started last year, you hired a photographer to kind of take it up to the next level.
Yeah, the next notch, because I started finally seeing the money from the photos quantify, you know, start turning into money. So like if I focused on my social media, if I invested in photos, people started seeing my product the way I see it, you know?
Gotcha.
Like in the scenes that I can see it. So like my website looks a little bit better now. I'm still working on it. Websites I think are like never ending.
No, they're not. They're ever growing, they're ever changing.
Like you'll never be happy with it. And I'm not happy with it right now.
Oh my gosh.
But photography and my social media is something that I can easily control because of course it's with me everywhere I go, right?
Right.
So constantly I'm just like looking at new ideas and trying to figure out how to make my chocolate that is something that is constant, you know, or consistent, sorry, that's consistent all the time. Like my molds don't change, my bars don't change.
But how do you make it pop?
Yeah, I can make the photography, the layout, the flowers, or what I'm putting around it. You know, I can incorporate all these photography trends into the look of my chocolate and kind of still make it feel modern and updated and trendy.
It definitely has an aesthetic. It almost has like a pale, you know, pinkish, creamish.
Yeah, right now we're in the cream. Yeah,
it's so pretty. I mean, I love it. And clearly I'm into this too. Yeah, clearly, because I can pick up on what you're doing. So how often did you hire like a food photographer to come and do it?
I did. I hired a food photographer. Her name is Adriana, and she's
incredible.
Yeah, she works with a lot of local restaurants, and she's actually a really good drink photographer. So for me, I think I presented a challenge for her. So she feels like I've made her step up her game.
Wow.
So yeah,
it's gorgeous.
So it's been a really like good compromising relationship, or like, you know, we share the shine. I think both of us, like I've made her step up, she's made me step up. So
yes. It's a good partnership.
Yeah.
And so how often does she come in and photograph your shop and your food or you and stuff like that?
Right now, I think we're doing like when it's the holidays, we're doing every month basically. But like for spring and like summer, we'll just do 1 or 2 shoots and just kind of use stuff that reuse stuff, or I'll just take my phone. Yeah.
I love it.
Love it. Everything is ringing now.
Everything is ringing. So I had another question about your social media. So you guys are in a cream mode, which I love. It's so creamy and so pretty. What else? Oh, your mother. Can we meet her?
Yeah, let me see if I can go grab her. Is that okay?
Grab your mom. We want to meet her, yes. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
I had to meet you. It's no way I could have done this interview about what you guys have created at CocoAndré without talking to you. How are you today?
Doing great.
So
Thank
tell
you.
me about your role in the business. What do you do for the business?
She's everything.
What
She
do
does
I do?
everything.
What do I do, Cindy?
She does everything. No, she does
Aw.
everything chocolate.
Well, I
related.
can do everything, but I'm unable to do everything,
So
So I design, I come up with recipes, I create recipes. So whatever has to be done, so I can keep my team going.
Yes.
That's my side.
Yeah.
Making sure that we have the ingredients, that we have everything we need. And then Cindy, you need to order. Cindy, you need to.
So you're kind of like the operations person. You're
Yeah.
you're literally behind the scenes making sure everything is running smoothly.
yes.
So how did you get into chocolate making? Tell us about your background. Like how did this happen?
Well, I always say that chocolate found me. I was not looking for chocolate. I was looking for a job. So,
Okay.
and that's how I come to be working with chocolate. That was
1984.
1984. Yes,
I
was
know her whole bio by heart.
You know her whole bio. That's so cute. Y'all are so cute.
And well, I come from Mexico. I grew up in there, and I grew up not with fancy European style bonbons at all, but hot chocolate. So to me, chocolate was cacao, hot chocolate, historic. It is in my culture, but not in this way, not this kind of chocolate.
Not the
So-
truffles and the
No.
Not at all. The molded chocolates, the hand painted that I just keep on doing. I was working on one piece now. So it was like love at first sight.
Wow.
I started talking to this person who was just freshly coming back from Europe, from Holland, from an internship, and it was starting a business, and it was all about the European style chocolates, and was looking for an assistant, someone who was willing to learn, someone that he could train and be his assistant.
Yeah, like apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Wow.
I started working. I was looking for part-time, and I only went to work part-time Monday and Tuesday. By Wednesday, I become a full-time employee.
It's like, we need to rediscuss this.
We found her.
this
We're keeping her.
Wow.
And I stayed for 25 years. So think about that.
That's
So it was
amazing.
like I started getting into the chocolate, the other side of chocolate, the handmade, the bonbons, the truffles, the hand painting, and just I don't know. It was like a sponge. I was just grabbing everything because I wanted to know so much
about it.
about the other side of chocolate, about the European style chocolate, how chocolate makes this circle, goes from the Americas to the European continents and stays in there for some time, and then comes to North America, comes back to the USA and to Mexico. And now I see that big comeback of more working into the chocolate, elaborate more into the chocolate. This bean to bar, this buying directly from growers, from the people who's working with the cacao, that to me closes the
It
circle.
closes the circle. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I think
So-
our story as Hispanic women in chocolate, it wasn't being shared before. Like that you asked me culturally, like what made us get into it, or like why have we focused so much on our culture, and in chocolate, because I think it's been forgotten. We're kind of not.
Yes.
It's really Hispanic people really have never been associated with chocolate, and I
Not
think
Mexicans.
no, not Mexicans.
Mexicans
So
specifically.
here we are, we're finally, I think we're closing that gap. Like, Hispanic people can be we are part of the chocolate process.
Let's
We
retake it.
we
Let's
have cacao
come back.
beans that grow in Chiapas, Mexico, in Guatemala, in Tabasco, and all these regions. And I think people are finally starting to notice that, and they are starting to see it and not see it so much as a European
Right.
European treat now. Yeah.
So do you guys have customers in Mexico? Do you send your
Oh,
stuff
we-
there?
We don't
Actually,
send
we are
it there.
customers.
We are customers of Mexico, but no, we don't send it there. But we do get a lot of Hispanic families that come from Mexico because they find us because of our social media, and they come and
Good.
visit us, and they're starting their own chocolate shop down there, and they want to meet my mother.
I love it.
Yeah, so we like our connections that we've made have been a lot of bean to bar makers that are Hispanic that are starting out, and we're starting to create these relationships with them as well.
That's so cool. So what is it like for you working with your daughter every day?
I think it is a blessing.
It's a blessing. Yes. Your face. Oh my God. Cindy's face is like, oh.
Yes, there's no one I can trust the most, and my daughters and my family is that trust and knowing that she's 100% into this business the way I am. But also sometimes she will say, I'm not talking to you, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, fine. And
It happens.
an hour later,
It's like, what are you doing? What are you eating?
what are you having for dinner?
I love it. Yeah, I work with my husband. We started our business together, so I understand. Yes.
Yeah, like it's good, but yeah, there
are some challenges. I can't even imagine working with mom.
Yeah.
I think it's such a beautiful story, and thank you so much for sharing your part of the story and closing the gap and falling in love with chocolate and being a hometown hero. You are incredible. Thank you so much.
And dragging this daughter with me along the way.
Dragging her along. Wow. So you guys, now y'all got to bring in the next generation. Y'all
Oh my God, they're already thinking about it too. We already
have to.
We have my oldest son here already, and then the little girls are always here as well.
Yes.
So, well, let's
That's
hope.
so beautiful. I love it. So what do you guys hope for the rest of 2021 and bringing in joy in this entrepreneurship journey? What's your wish? What are you working on next?
I think for me, I want to take her to Europe. She's always wanted to go to Europe.
Oh, absolutely.
So many times, but
I mean, to go to on a chocolate trip.
Yes.
Absolutely. You have to do it.
We haven't done just a chocolate trip to Europe. So I think that's one of our goals. But I don't know. I want something for my own too. So I hopefully in 2021, that'll be like the little, I'm putting it out there, the little seed that needs to grow and create something.
Like, what are you thinking about?
I don't know, something that's kind of still incorporate either with chocolate or horchata, but I don't know yet.
You have to figure it out. So when you guys go to Europe, please bring a photographer with you because I want to see everything.
You take pictures. Yeah.
Yes, you have to document this. This is incredible.
Thank you.
And look what you've made in 10 years. I mean, that's just such a beautiful story. It's such a beautiful journey.
Yeah, and it has a lot of ups and downs, but I mean, here we are. We're still making it. We're still switching with the times as they come. You know, now they're hitting a little harder, I think.
Oh yeah, you know, but we're survivors, right? We're still here. You're still telling your story, and so that part, you know, that it's not going to last, right? No, that we're going to come out of this. We're going through something right now, but I think that what's going to be really cool to see is the next generation in your family come in and give their influence, right? And what their perspective and twist on what you guys are doing. That is going to be powerful.
Oh, it is.
Yes, I look forward to it.
Yeah,
and I'm going to come back and interview you guys in 5 years and check in.
And see where we're at.
Thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you, Andrea. I mean, this was amazing. Your daughter and I have been trying to get together and do this for a while to capture your story, make a little time capsule of where you are right now and give us your background. I really appreciate it for the listeners.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And I always said you are the next generation. You know, I'm pretty much done with my job. I'm here to support.
Just a lot.
And
we're doing it, right? We are doing it. We're incredible. So we already talked about our goals, Cindy. We're gonna have us a mentor this year. We're gonna write that down, make it happen.
Finally,
you're gonna find a chocolate mentor. I'm putting it out there. Someone's gonna listen and hear about this and contact you.
Yes, I hope so.
Yes. Thank you guys so much.
You're
this was such my pleasure. All right.
Have a good one. See you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
You can find all of our past episodes on iTunes, Spotify, and Google, or any of your other favorite podcast platforms. Be sure to subscribe to the show, rate, and leave us a review. Let us know how we're doing. Thank you for listening.